Hello guys, welcome to Learning with Prep Class. I am your tutor, Adindu. In this video, I'll be solving questions 11 to 15 from our Aqua Basic Science 2016 questions. After this video, you would have gained understanding on how to carefully select the correct answers when solving questions in basic science. It's usually fun having you guys around, and I know this video will be a worthwhile session. Do not forget to like and subscribe on our YouTube channel. You can go the extra mile of leaving a comment so we can communicate for effective learning. Without further ado, let's zoom in. Question 11. All these are the activities of living things, except A. Movement, B. Excretion, C. Photosynthesis, D. Respiration. For us to carefully select the correct answer, we need to come to an understanding what the activities of living things are, and then analyze the options and see which one best answers our question. Now, basically talking about the activities of living things, we are talking about the characteristics of living things. And from our knowledge in basic science, we've learned about the characteristics of living things using the acronym Mr. Niger D. There is a recent acronym which is known as Miss Green. But while I was younger in school, I was taught Mr. Niger D. But right now, there is a recent acronym which we know as Miss Green. Let's look at both. So whether Mr. Niger D representing movement, respiration, nutrition, irritability, growth, excretion, reproduction, death, or Miss Green representing movement, respiration, sensitivity, growth, reproduction, excretion, nutrition. All of these are characteristics of living things. So sensitivity is still the same thing as irritability. Now, as our question entailed, it was talking about the activities of living things. So I said the activities of living things are the characteristics of living things. Now, if you look through these characteristics, you see photosynthesis is not included. So photosynthesis actually is a process by which plants manufacture their food through chlorophyll in the presence of sunlight, water, and carbon dioxide. So it's with the help of chlorophyll, plants actually manufacture their food in the presence of sunlight, water, and carbon dioxide. So photosynthesis is not an activity of living things. It's only a process peculiar to plants. So our correct answer would be option C, photosynthesis. Question 11, option C, photosynthesis is our correct answer. Let's look at the next question. Question 12. What major difference between plant and animal is A. Excretion, B. Reproduction, C. Respiration, D. Movement? For us to carefully select the correct answer, we need to analyze all of the options and see which one best answers our question. Now, if you look at all of these options, you see all of them are characteristics of living things, as we can see. They all make up the characteristics of living things. So plant is also a living thing, and animal is a living thing. So, but in these characteristics, which one can we point out that differentiates plant from animal? Animals excrete, plants also excrete. So animals carry out excretion, plants also carry out excretion. Animals carry out reproduction, likewise does plants. Respiration for animals, also for plants. Movement for animals, also for plants. But one of these, we can use it in differentiating plants from animals. And if you look carefully, it will be movement. Animals can move from one place to another. Plants can also move, but the movement of plants is restricted, is within their confines. So plants only move within their confines as a result of wind blowing, or as a result of growth, or as a result of response to stimuli. So there's a plant known as mimosa, We call it touch and die. When you touch it, it folds up. So that's also a process of movement. So our correct answer for question 12 will be option D, movement. Let's check it out. Question 12, option D, movement. Let's look at the next question. Question 13. An example of universal solvent is A, kerosene, B, water, C, petrol, D, urine. For us to carefully select the correct answer, we need to have an understanding of what the question is, and then we can analyze the options and see which one best answers the question. Now, an example of universal solvent. First is, what is a solvent? A solvent is basically a fluid which can dissolve other substances. So when you say a solvent is universal, it means it can dissolve a whole lot of substance. A whole lot of substance. And amongst these options, which one of them is a solvent that can dissolve a whole lot of substance? You see, basically all of them are liquids. So which one of them can dissolve a whole lot of substance? And the correct answer is water. So an example of universal solvent is water. Water is the universal solvent because it can dissolve a whole lot of substance. Let's check it out. Question 13, option B, water is our correct answer. All right, let's look at the next question. Question 14. Blood analysis is necessary for one to be aware of these except A, phenotype, B, genotype, C, blood group, D, HIV status. Now, in looking at this question, you would agree with me that blood analysis would give us all of these information. So when you carry out blood analysis, you know your phenotype, you know your genotype, you know your blood group, and you know your HIV status. So there is basically no answer to this question because with blood analysis, we can know all of these parameters. So for question 14, we will not be highlighting any answer because there is no answer to this question. All right, let's look at the next question. Question 15. Drug can be used for dash and dash purpose. A, medical, recreational. B, utility, recreational. C, medical, utility. D, defense, acceptability. For us to carefully select the correct answer, we need to analyze all of the options and see which one best answers our question. Now, when we are talking about drugs, one of the major use of drug is medical purpose. So our answer would be an option that has medical in it. Now, looking at all of these options, you see that option A and option C has medical in it. So our answer will either be option A or option C. Now, let's analyze both options and see which one best answers our question. Option A, medical and recreational purpose. We don't use drug for recreational purpose. It is wrong to use drug for recreational purpose. Take, for instance, I want to carry out a recreational activity and I have to take drug before I can dance or before I can sing. That will be termed drug abuse. So option A is not our correct answer. Option C, medical and utility purpose. We know we take drug for medical purpose and also for utility purpose, beneficial purpose. So for other positive purposes that would not be of harm to us. So the word utility means beneficial, useful. So we take drugs for both medical and useful purpose. So our correct answer would be option C, medical and utility. Let's check it out. Question 15, option C, medical and utility is our correct answer. All right. This is how far we can go in this video. I hope we had fun. I'm using this time out to ask us to join our WhatsApp group using this link below, so we can get updates about more videos to come, and we can also ask questions and comment on the previous videos we've seen. It was fun having you guys around. Till I come your way again. Bye.